Hello, Hangover fans. We're back with another episode, but we're down one host.
One host.
In case you are new to The Hangover, I am Heather. I am one of the hosts.
I am Chauncey. I'm one of the hosts, and we're missing our Gen Z bestie, Matt. He'll be back next time. So let us yap to you for Matt's sake, so he knows that
For
he's
Matt's
missed.
sake. Exactly.
Because we're going to yap all day.
Matt's gonna listen to this episode and he's gonna be like, damn, I am really sad I wasn't there.
Yes,
But he
because
is in California.
yeah, he's in California. He's like in our area, but not in our area at the same time. So we miss you, Matt. But
Yes.
we do have some things to talk about because this weekend was a lot.
We have so much going on. Before we hop in, just mentally check in. How's life?
Life is lifing. Like I always say, every segment, I always say life is lifing, and it's not changing. Like it's not changing at all. How's everything with you?
Everything is good. It's busy. In case you don't know, Chauncey and I are both like taking some extra like courses and stuff like that, and it's a lot. I don't know how people do life and work and school things and like I don't know. You want to throw in some kids in there? How?
I honestly,
How?
I tell people all the time, if you have kids, I admire you to do all this at once because I don't know how I do it, and I
God
still have
bless.
therapy. So, here we are. But I'm happy to know that we are here talking the bullshit of the world today together.
Right? This is my little break right now before I
Yes,
hop back into school.
yes, before I got to school and work. But have you heard the news, which is like actually shocking to me?
I was shocked. I was definitely shocked when this happened. We're talking about, of course, our girl Megan Thee Stallion, just letting it all out on socials, which I feel like rightly so because
No,
Klay fucked
honestly.
up.
So if you don't know, if you've been living under a rock or you just don't know what's going on, Meg Thee Stallion, Houston's finest, college graduate, rap Grammy Award winner, actress, entrepreneur, okay,
Love it.
inspirational leader, okay.
Inspirational leader.
Mhm.
Yes.
She was dating, Klay Thompson, which, if you're from the Bay Area, like Heather and I are, we are Golden State Warrior fans.
Yep.
So we know Klay from when he was Klay Thompson, or Killer Klay. We knew him back
Oh,
when he was a Splash Brother. Okay.
oh,
We know the 4-time champion.
such a
Trust
good guy.
me. I when he left the Warriors, I was disgusted. I was hurt, but I understood, he'd been through a lot with his like back-to-back injuries. I understood that. And I was like, you know what? Start a new chapter with the Mavericks. He thought he was going to a winning team. Unfortunately, Luca got traded. Kyrie got hurt.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, and I watch a lot of sports, so I know what I'm talking about. So the Mavericks didn't play out the way he wanted to. And then I was like, you know what? I'm still going to support my captain Clay because, that's what, real fans do for the Golden State Warriors. Because we believe. We believe.
Facts.
Okay. But he got with Meg Thee Stallion. I was like, oh my girl, Meg, where is this coming from? Oh my God. Like, yes, yes, yes.
That was
Because I
not on my bingo card when that was announced.
never was. Did I enjoy it? Yes. I remember his last ex girlfriend, he was with Laura Herrera, the actress, loved
Mhm.
her. And I was like, okay, I like this. It looked like it was in the direction of what you call monogamy, wedding, a house full of kids,
Happily
championship rings.
ever after.
They bought a house together. He
Ooh,
bought her her dream car. She threw him a beautiful birthday. She was cooking Thanksgiving food for his parents, his family,
I thought
from
this was it.
scratch. From scratch.
Oof.
The food was seasoned. I watched it. I was enjoying it. I said, I'm hungry too. I am sorry. Like she was at all the games. Mind you, she is on like she's actually an active artist.
She's busy.
Yeah, she's busy. She's booked and busy. She's either filming this, touring this, singing that. Like she's busy. So
Yes.
she made the effort. And you saw him support her at her foundation she
Mhm.
had. And you're like, oh my God, this is it for our girl. This he named her
I was like, we found a winner.
we found a winner. But this past Saturday, I was on the treadmill, preparing for Hot Girl Summer, which is actually activated for sure now.
Reactivated. For sure.
Reactivated. I was preparing in the gym on the tread, and I was in the middle of my run. Mind my business. Mind my business. My friend Crystal texted me saying, not Klay Thompson and Meg. And when she said it like that, I said, oh, let me hit the socials. And I hit the socials. And I said, ain't this some fucking tomfoolery? This
Ain't
is
this
tomfoolery.
buffoonery?
This fucking PBS looking motherfucker, okay, did this to our girl. And you know what? I was I was actually shocked, but I love that she posted it online because celebrity relationships, we're all parasocial. We're all
Mm-hmm.
parasocial.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know why you guys broke up, to be honest with you. That's my business at this point. And I'm glad she told us because I like how she was not going to have a different narrative, like, oh, our careers were going in different
Oh
directions
my God,
versus.
shut up. Give it to me straight.
No, he cheated and he was horrible the whole season because he's not having a good season.
He's throwing fits.
He's not having a good season. Like he is not where he used to be. And that happens with age.
Ooh.
He had multiple injuries. He had back-to-back injuries, which I wish on nobody. But at this point, I was like, call the cops, get the Achilles on my fucking desk. If he would have done that to me, I don't condone violence. But I'm really kicking you in your Achilles. I'm kicking you in your Achilles. That kneecap, gone.
Go.
Gone.
All your weaknesses.
Ain't no more fucking tonight. Ain't no more fucking tonight on me, okay? Ain't no more games. Ain't no more sexual escapades. No more writing in your fucking journal about how you cheat on people. No more.
Oh Lord. I was I was with someone else. I was with someone else, and
Wait. Sorry, I just love how we always say someone else. We never say their name, but they know who they are. Like,
they know who they are. I was with someone else, an important person.
Yes,
But I was with him, and we were scrolling the socials, and all of a sudden it popped up like out the blue, and I said, "What?" Thank you, Shade Room, for probably breaking the news to me more times on more occasions than I care to count.
that's very true. I hate that it's always them or TMZ. I hate it.
I hate it. It's like the first thing on my freaking feed. I was like,
I hate it here.
Whatever.
Here we are.
So Shade Room definitely broke that to me, and I said, "What the fuck is this?" And so I read it, and I was like, I was definitely shocked. I was shook. I did not think that was gonna be how this played out. Like we mentioned before, it was tracking to happily ever after. It was tracking to, you know what, our girl found love in a hopeless place.
A hopeless ass place. Like, I just saw him at the Moulin Rouge, one of her shows, and I was like, oh, that's so sweet. He, like, he's out there, blah blah, supporting his woman. Little did we know he'd been cheating since I heard in the streets. Okay, I've been on the line.
I was gonna say, how did this play out?
He's been cheating allegedly since December, allegedly. And I said, after the Thanksgiving meal, stop it. That's what I read, allegedly. But the thing is, when she said he's been horrible to her all seasons, we know how, like, people are under pressure. Like, athletes, everyone are like, when they're having a horrible season, like, you don't know what kind of mood swings you're gonna have, And it's unfortunate, but she'll stand by her man. And the worst part is, like, you felt the audacity of her. I can't be monogamous. Then what the hell are we
that
doing?
message that she put on her stories, I was like, are you fucking kidding? You want to talk about some childish fucking behavior, like over here saying like you've been cheating the whole time, but I freaking am playing house, but you can't be monogamous because you just like, you don't know if you're ready for that. You have cold feet. Fuck entirely off.
Yes, like, and there's like he's fumbled some baddies. Like,
this may be like
he's fumbled. I didn't know Coco Jones dated, and I was like, you fumbled her. Now she's engaged to another player who looks like he ain't going nowhere. Like, he knows where he needs to stay at. But you know what? The thing is, you really had us rooting for you. As a Golden State Warrior fan, I was rooting for you. Insert the Tyra Banks meme.
Ooh!
Insert the Tyra Banks meme. We're all rooting for them. And for him to take himself out, she's better than me. I'll take his dog ashes, and I own it now. Rocco's with me.
Rocco
with me. I'm sorry. Like, there's no. There's nothing. There's
There's
nothing.
nothing. There's nothing. But this also begs the question too, because he did cheat, didn't he allegedly, or did he fully? Was it confirmed that he cheated on his other girlfriends?
It's all allegedly, but we all know, like his other girlfriend said that one girlfriend, this is years ago, I guess it just didn't, it came to light now that he had a journal about his cheating. He's a writer, he's a journalist,
A
dear
poet.
diary, a poet, an author about his cheating escapades. Because men,
who documents that shit?
what men need to express their emotions too. We support mental health in all aspects, and that was his mental health journey. That was his mental health journey. That was a journey. Okay, so he wrote that. First of all, don't ever have no evidence. Okay, paper trail.
No evidence. Who the hell does that?
I don't know, a clown with a journal and a
Legit.
pen. I
Clown.
don't know, but yeah, it's confirmed. Like it's allegedly that he's cheated on many women before, and like we always say, can cheaters change? And I really, I don't know. Like I want to say yes, then I want to say no because you should give people a chance, but you really hope that the person that you with don't cheat on you.
I mean,
You will hope.
we would hope, but I don't know. I don't know if I could. I feel like if I found out that somebody cheated, it's going to be in the back of my mind.
I'm always going to be aware. Like I have this.
I'm going to be aware. That's right. I'm absolutely going to be aware.
Like for me, like I'm the kind of person that like if you do me wrong once, I might give you a second chance depending on the level of it, but I will always not. You will never have the same me again.
Facts.
Like you will never have the same me. Like I might have you back in my life, but you'll never know the person you first met the first time. Yeah. Because I'm a different person now. You show me who you were. I accepted it for you to come back, but I'm not going to give you the same person you met before. It's a more guarded person.
That's gone.
So honestly, like I'm glad she did say that, but I don't know if I can. I'll just be aware if the guy I'm dating has a cheating past.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, okay. So this kind of brings my other question up too. It's like, I mean, Meg is kind of getting backlash on this,
of course she is.
Which I don't fucking get, but like for being so vocal about it and like kind of just dragging Klay through, the mud, what we call the socials right now, as he should be though. I mean, like accountability, cause and effect in the words of
one thing. The other people are doing the work. Okay, like we're just following because I don't understand it, but go on, keep going.
Yeah, it's just like I wonder, like, if you were in her situation and you had the mass following, you're Meg Thee Stallion, like, why wouldn't you drag him through the fucking mud?
I would drag any person through the mud at any status of my life. Like celebrity, non-celebrity, 2 followers, 20,000 followers, 13 years old, 38 years old, 76 years old. Like there's no time limit. There's no status on it. I want people to know. I want them to remember. The North remembers. I want them to remember it was me. It was me. There's no point. Like there's no like why if I'm in a public relationship, and something like this happened to me, why shouldn't the public not know?
Well, that's my thing. I was like, I'm gonna squash any rumors, any whatevers, and I'm gonna tell you straight from my mouth so that you know what the hell is going on.
Yeah, because I don't want any false narratives. And like for people saying, he would never marry a girl like her because of her past or things she's been a part of and situations like that. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Because if you all look at each other's pasts, we're all screwed. We're all screwed.
Legit.
We're all. If we look at any of our pasts, we're not clean. And
at this day and age, at this big old age,
the thing is, he knew who she was when they got together, so he should have took that accountability before buying a house with her. And just like him, if I looked at his past, should I not date him too?
Should I give him a chance based off of the person that he is showing up in my life as?
Yeah. So I think we all can say, just she's gonna. Karma always gets people. Karma's my favorite hoe. I tell you this all the time. She's my favorite hoe. She gets around. When she does, it works.
She's also not a bitch I fuck with.
She's
Okay.
not. And Meg, she always like is out. She's always doing her thing. Like she's gonna be blessed and highly favored per usual, because she's had so many losses. Like it's just not fair. And
I
she's gonna be
oh
okay. She's
the,
protected.
the clip of her
But
crying on stage.
oh god, I couldn't do that. I had to like she's ended her show early, which she should take care of mental health because she was sick a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh my
So
gosh. Can you imagine? I'm sick. I'm doing all of this stuff. Like, I'm also performing, and my boyfriend, who I had thought was going to be it for me, cheats on me and's been cheating on me since allegedly December. Like, are you fucking kidding? She's going
yeah.
through it.
Only thing Klay can do right now is hide him in that boat, and he needs to get his buyout from the Mavericks and try to get himself back on the Golden State Warriors to end his career on a high note for next season,
Yep.
because that's the only way he'll get good attention. He come back to the Warriors and retire as a Warrior. That's the only way. Like, and he still will still be shit trash to everyone in the world. To all the girls who are like, wait, you really played in this girl's face, because it's not the idea that like you date someone you cheat. It's not that you played in my fucking face. You played in my face. You
Legit.
played in my like you played in her face. Like guys will cheat, people will cheat, which is unfortunate, and I don't ever want to be part of the situation ever again in my life. But
Oh,
like we've been there, sadly. But the thing is, you played in someone's face acting like you're trying to get married to them. That's the part. Like if you're gonna date, date. You could date without thinking you're gonna get married. Perfectly
yes.
fine.
There was no need. Like, if you've been cheating that long, there was no need to buy a house.
Buy a house, buy our dream car, introduce her to your family.
Have
Like
her
you said,
cooking Thanksgiving.
yes.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I hope he never has a good season meal again. I hope all his food is plain. I hope that like only thing he can get in his good graces. I do. Oh my god, his good graces.
I hope all his food is plain,
Plain,
unseasoned.
unseasoned. Like I really hope the only thing he can do is go back to the Golden State Warriors and they win a championship next year. Steve Kerr still is on the team. Steph is still there. Draymond's still there. And they bring back Klay to retire his jersey there, and he like wins the
Oh, good.
championship and get his fifth ring. That's the only way he can be,
Accepted.
not frowned upon by the women and the men. But the thing is, like, I hate when some like, oh, Klay fumbled. Yeah, he fumbled. Like, no, well, he makes more money than her. Yeah, he's accomplished as fuck. He's a Hall of Famer. He could be a Hall of Famer. Like Klay was great. But I always knew Klay was up to no good. Because in college, I met Klay Thompson once, by the way. He was nice to me. So like I can't even be mean. Like he was nice to me, I was,
I've met him before too. I've met him.
yeah, you worked with him. So
Yeah,
like nice guy,
he is nice. He's not like an
Like
outward rude person.
no, he's very nice. He got me a drink at a bar one time. Great person. We talked with my friend, had a crush on him, great time. But in college before he was like, I think he was getting drafted. And I was in college and my classmate, my friend in class, she said, we're talking about like sports because of course like I love sports,
Of course.
and we're talking like who's on each team, and she's like, yeah, this guy went to high school with, his name is Klay Thompson, and like his dad's a basketball player. I guess he played for like the Lakers or some team, she said. And she's like, yeah, I think he's getting drafted to the Warriors. I was like, oh shit, that's like cool, like it's in our town, like in the Bay. And then she's like, to call him Killer Klay. And I was like, what? She's like, kill that pussy Klay. And I was like, so I always remember that to the day I die, and you know what,
Well,
Avery was right. Avery was right.
charts.
Yeah, she took that in 2009 or something like that. It was a while ago.
This is
Yeah,
not new behavior.
he ain't knew this. He true this. So like, he ain't knew this. He true this. So like, I'm just saying, like, honestly, the best thing he can do is just hide for a while.
You better hope you start having some better luck in the season to freaking win you some favor.
He needs to go back to the Warriors. But honestly, we're Team Megan over here. This is a Team Megan household.
Yes.
So hot girl summer.
She's about to release some bangers. Like
give us Cardi B outside part 2. Get Cardi,
it.
Get Beyonce, because Beyonce gonna take people's money next week. The Met Gala's next week. Roll up the checks. Roll it out.
How is it that it was Lemonade's anniversary, like 10 years, like
because God does not forget his favorites, okay? And he knew that she's like, Lemonade part 1, say less. The Met Gala is next week, by the way, guys. The Met Gala.
Damn, we're already at the Met Gala.
Beyonce is on the chair, so Beyonce will have to show up. Beyonce
Ooh.
hasn't shown up to Met Gala since forever. Maybe the body outfit she wore, the body with the ponytail. I
That
don't
was oh, that was my favorite look. That was one of my
just
favorite
kiss.
looks. She
We
said,
all know when Beyonce Beyonce Giselle knows come on the scene. She about to drop an album, okay? Your pockets are gonna be fucking done with, okay? So like, and she's wearing purple and one.
"Bro,
It's supposed to be a rock album. I was like, she's channeling her purple, her Purple Rain era. I don't know. Get your money right, guys. But trust me, Megan has called Beyonce. Beyonce is on the phone. Cardi's
they're
on.
figuring something out."
We're gonna get We Outside Part 3, the rock version. I don't know.
I
But I know calls they're both from Texas. Texas have been taken care of. We're gonna okay. Houston, Texas is gonna be okay.
we'll be
We're gonna
fine.
be so
We'll be
Meg, we support you. When you're outside making those bangers, we will shake that
I'm
ass.
looking forward to this hot girl summer.
I need a hot girl summer anthem, okay?
I'm
There's
looking
so many
forward.
people coming out to with albums. Ariana Grande just said she's dropping her album July 31st,
Yes.
and she's
And
in her.
I am so excited. I'm hopefully it's going to be the Ariana that
We
we
know, we
know
know.
and love.
I allegedly she's going for like the Jan Jackson like 90s R&B Mariah Carey. I said say less, bitch, say less, clock it. I am ready. We're still trying to get tickets for that goddamn tour in June. Okay, we will be there. Okay, we will be.
So excited.
Okay,
Oh my god.
like honestly, concert people, we're gonna be booked. Justin Bieber might go on. He will go on tour.
He will. He will.
We have Usher and Chris Brown's going on tour.
That
Zara Larsson is gonna be in LA. I'm so jealous. I might have to come visit you to go see her
come.
because I
Oh
love
my,
Zara
there's so
Larsson.
many people that are going to be out. Like this summer is going to be busy, booked
Yes.
and busy.
But before we get into our next topic, side note, did you see that Harry Styles and Zoe Kravitz are engaged?
Yeah, how was that not even on our list to talk? Why did you?
Because
I
I just
Yeah.
forgot. I was like, oh my god, like we're talking
I
music.
did see that. I was
Yes.
like, what do
I
we?
said the girls are sad. The girls are sad out there. The girls
I
took
did
Harry.
not see that coming. Did you?
No, I knew they were dating.
I knew
I
they were dating, but like it's been less than a year.
You know what? One thing about Zoe Kravitz, she don't keep a man. She gonna keep a good looking man. A good looking man. This ain't she ain't neither this, she true this. She had Bradley back in the day from Gossip Girl.
Yes.
Okay. She had Michael Fassbender, which
Yes,
is beautiful.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, she had Channing.
Channing fucking Tatum. Channing fucking Tatum.
That's a gorgeous man.
That's enough for me. I saw him in Coach Carter. I have not been right since then. Yes, he was in Coach Carter. People want to say about Step Up. The girls want to talk about Step Up. I'm like, oh, he was in Step Up. No, he was in Coach Carter with the sideways beanie, shaking that ass in the locker room. I remember that.
You're not lying.
That's what we know him as. But she got married to her first husband in the chateau. Her dad owns the chateau. He owns that chateau.
Look, to be privileged and
a real
highly favored, like.
So,
Harry Styles, really?
Harry fucking Styles. Like, the man who was part of One Direction that girls going crazy for, yes.
That's so interesting to me because she was dating Channing for a minute. They made that film together.
They're engaged, yes.
They were engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was like, did I remember that correctly?
You remembered it. You're good.
And then now with Harry, less than a year into their relationship, because like didn't she hop from one to the next pretty soon?
No,
right?
heard this before. Her name was Elizabeth Taylor. Okay. And Zoe Kraft has always been that it girl, like coolest chic, whatever. You know what? I hope this works out. I hope we go the distance.
I hope it does.
I hope so. Because why not? Because we need something. We need like an actor. We need like an actor.
But you know what? I kind of feel like it works.
It works. Like
I kind of feel like the aesthetic works.
I like it. I'm glad that we're over his don't worry, darling era that we had to deal with. My favorite press tour ever, actually.
Yep.
But like, it was
Awkward as
my favorite press tour.
fuck.
But we'll go from that. But talking about musicians, I did see the Michael movie this weekend with my parents.
Okay, I have not. I've been debating on whether or not I go and see this in theaters.
Theaters, yes, because we saw it on IMAX, and you
Okay.
should. And honestly, like it really just shows like the acting was great. Everyone did amazing. Like we all know the story, of Michael Jackson. We all know the story, right? They only go up to 1988 because the film was 2 hours already, so they would have went. It would be like a 6 hour movie.
Was it 88? Is that when the bad tour was? Yeah, right? That was 88, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
London. And then like they show they show that end part and it just like goes off abruptly, right?
Yeah.
And the story still needs to be continued or something like that at the ending. And the thing is, like, the running time for that movie was over 2 hours. So they did like his whole life. It would be
Wow.
like 6 hours. Like I grew up watching the American Dream, the Jackson family story, the
Yes.
Jackson.
I grew up watching that too.
Yeah, we all, of course, you did, Heather. So many questions and concerns. So many questions and concerns.
I have a side note to tell you after we're done with this.
Yes, so many questions and concerns. But like, so we all grew up watching that. Obviously, was Jason Weaver, and he played, the young Michael Jackson. And that miniseries was like 5 episodes. Like I remember sitting down with my parents watching it, like my mom, my grandma watching it. So I'm like,
limited series.
yeah, the original limited series, okay, the original.
Right?
You're in the front of the room watching with your family. Yes. So like they talk about his childhood. The little boy who played the young Michael Jackson was so cute. He was, oh girl, almost broke my little heart. I said, don't hit that man, don't hit the little boy. Don't hit that boy. Don't hit him. But honestly, Joe Jackson was evil, which we all know. Coma Domingo, the Coma Domingo. Good job. Clock it. Amazing.
Ooh.
Like Jaafar Jackson, who is actual Michael Jackson's nephew, who people don't know, honestly, he was the best choice for the role because
from what I can see, he like nailed it.
Yeah, he did his uncle proud. And the thing is actually like nice because he actually knows his uncle. Like he actually knew his uncle, so he knew the mannerisms and he knew the stories behind certain things. But you can tell like he really worked hard for that role. And there was parts that you forget it's not him, it's not Michael. But there's certain parts of like the human nature scene that they did, like the human nature, and he's like, you would think you're in a concert. Like I saw the Broadway play a few years ago in New York.
Yeah.
Love that play. I would go see it again because it dives more into like the dangerous tour when more of the allegations were happening. But this one, it did not, because first of all, legally, I know the first cuts were supposed to show that.
Mm-hmm.
They were supposed to show that, but
because this is the controversy that's happening right now all over the press.
But the thing is, they couldn't show because legally, what they have, and one of the people part of the settlement, one of the victims, they have a clause in their contract, of the settlement contract, they cannot ever be mentioned on screen.
Yes.
Or decepting. So of course they had to take that out. Yeah. And because you legally cannot provide any insight of what has happened, but it was filmed.
Mm-hmm.
It was filmed. They did not show Janet Jackson because she did not approve of her likeness. So you don't even know that Janet Jackson's in the, like, she's part of it. If you don't know Jackson's, you wouldn't think
don't even know.
No. Diana Ross was featured in there. She was not part of it either because her likeness was not used. But that's a whole different like a whole different thing I can go on about Miss Diana Ross. Okay. But they didn't show the Wiz. They didn't show a lot of little things in the movie.
Yeah.
They did show my boy Bubbles though. They showed the monkey.
The monkey.
I fuck with Bubbles heavily. Okay. I show him at least once every year. He's doing great. He's 43 years old, by the way. He's in
thriving.
He's doing great. Jaafar went to go visit him.
Oh.
Bubbles, but they didn't talk about how Bubbles was violent though. Bubbles was violent. He beat the shit out of Rashida Jones and Nicole Richie. He beat the shit out of them. I'm sorry. I saw Bubbles almost start crying. I said, not Bubbles. Okay.
Not Bubbles.
I love Bubbles. I stand for Bubbles. He was a violent little man. In his little nutcracker outfit and overalls, but he was a good man. He was a good little boy.
He was a violent monkey, okay?
Yeah, he was. He was sick of it. He was sick of it.
He was over it. But this begs okay, so you think I should definitely go see this in theaters?
In IMAX because the concert scenes are amazing. If you're so it's I believe it's the same person, the producer who did the Bohemian Rhapsody, the Queen movie.
That's like a movie.
Personally, I love the Elton John Rocket Man movie more than the Queen movie.
Okay.
Personally,
Okay.
I love Queen. I love Queen, but I personally like the Elton John one because it's more in depth about certain
Okay.
things. Michael Jackson, the concert scenes, you would think you're watching Michael Jackson concert. And I went with my parents, and to watch them watch it was like cool to watch because they grew up with actual
Yeah.
like when he was a kid.
Yeah, exactly. They
He
kind
was
of
like
grew up watching and
they
yeah.
grew up watching Michael. And then the thing is like my both of them have been to his concerts before.
Oh,
Yeah, like
oh,
when they're his kids' concerts, his own concerts. So they both have experience.
they
And
have, yeah.
they're like, no, like it reminds you of a concert. And the thing is, people are just singing the movie because like you're playing the songs, like you know the
You're
songs,
gonna know the songs.
like you know the songs. People are talking in the movie theater because we're gonna talk and be like, sit down, Joe.
So this kind of begs the question though too, like, I mean, because Rotten Tomatoes gave this like a 38%.
You know what? Because it's because they didn't get in the controversies of everything and they cut it off in 1988. But people have to understand, like, you can't put all that in one movie, okay?
Like,
And
it's
there are legal terms. And then also because it's not a movie that's unauthorized, it's by his estate.
okay.
So,
True.
they're going to not show everything because the estate will not
Well,
allow it.
yeah, exactly.
Because I know for a quote unquote, allegedly, the reshoots they had to do because of the stuff they had to take out, the family had to pay for the reshoots, like 20 mil, I think.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I
the
would like
estate
the
can
director
handle
side
that,
of it,
but
actually, Anthony Fuqua, because he's a great director. I like
Mhm.
to, Train Day, Equalizer, all that stuff. So I would like to see his version of it. I think Rotten Tomatoes, like, it really depends. As a fan, it's just good to watch. It's like a movie that you want to watch because you want to. It's like a concert.
Okay. Okay.
Good. Everyone did great. It would have been nice to get more of like the little details that we knew growing up.
Hmm.
I wanted to see Elizabeth Taylor, but she's coming to the 90s. You know, I want to see
Facts.
Liz Minnelli. I want to see more Studio 54. I love
Madonna.
hookers and Studio 54 pictures. I love watching those hoes. Like I want to see like people. Like I want to see more of like more of the details behind
Lisa, was it Lisa Marie? Didn't he date her?
90, 90
That's the
maybe.
90s?
Yeah,
Dang.
so I wanted more stuff like that. But if you want to have a good time and listen to some music, it's a good movie to watch. It's just like this. Okay, like you just remember like the good of it, which I think that's the principle of the movie before everything else.
Hmm.
I would love to go see legit more of like the 90s that I remember him as because that's when
Yeah.
we were born
Yeah.
those years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but honestly, acting was Jafar did great. The little boy who played Michael Jackson broke my heart. He
No.
was so cute. So cute.
Okay. 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 So people are just like some type of way because they cut off before allegations. It cut off before the not so awesome parts
Yeah,
of
I think if more people would
or
give
his
them
life.
likeness of it, like if Diana Ross would have gave her likeness, you would see more of him building like his first album with Quincy
Mm-hmm.
Jones, because she was like instrumental in part of his like childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think if you would have had more context about certain things, it would have been great. But it does show you that the person he became is the person, not the controversial parts of everything, the allegations. I'm talking
Hmm.
about his
Hmm.
behavior because of his childhood.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's a good movie to watch. It's a good movie. Like, I think it's like good to watch in theaters because like the sound system is so great. And it was like an actual concert.
Okay. All right. You may have sold me on that part just because
Yeah, it's like a little like
obviously I've never seen Michael Jackson in concert. So
obviously we have not, but he did have like one little dig at Prince. He was like in the pool with his brothers, and like Michael, just have fun. He's like, no, I gotta like pray to God like before Prince get the creative spirit. And I was like, that's true. They were rivals, but
true.
like honestly, like it was a good like concert movie.
Okay.
But there's
Okay.
parts you would think that's Michael Jackson is Jafar because like there are certain things like, oh my god, that really is a different like on the stage performances. You're like, oh shit, okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to go watch this and I'll have to
But
see.
I always recommend watch the play though. The play you will really like.
Okay. That I
Like
think that was just here actually.
if it comes back out again, go watch it. It's really good.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go
It's
check it
like
out.
really good.
So another movie that I probably will not check out
Oh God,
is going to be found in our little 5-minute hot take we have going on right now.
oh my God, I'm
Did you
nervous.
know that Hallmark made a movie, but they made a whole movie about Mahjong?
The
And
game.
yeah, the game. And it featured no Asian people. Well, one Asian person.
Okay, well, tell people what the game is. Like, tell them what the game is,
Okay,
because
so Mahjong is like it's definitely gotten a lot of popularity in
yeah,
the States thus far. It's the only thing I can kind of liken it to is like dominoes in a way, right?
yes,
Like it's,
exactly.
you kind of have your tiles and like, you play the whole game. You can look it up yourself. But that's essentially what I can liken it to is like dominoes.
No, this is exactly this perfect.
So I came across this Instagram post. This movie was, I don't know. I don't know who developed this shit. I don't know how it got past the
Where
litmus
is it?
test.
Where is it
I
on?
don't know. It's on Hallmark Channel. It's called All Is Fair in Love and Mahjong. And the two leads are both blonde hair and blue eyes. And they find love over Mahjong. So let me just tell you what this
Okay.
story is a little bit about. The movie All Is Fair in Love and Mahjong debuts on May 9th. It is supposed to be a part of Hallmark's Mother's Day lineup. Somebody clearly didn't check the national calendar because May is also AAPI month.
Oh, it's just like, isn't it AAP? Before you said Mother's Day, I was like, it's AAPI month. I thought that's the reason why they're doing it, is because it's Asian American Pacific Islander Culture Month. That's what I thought. That I didn't.
No,
Forgive me, mother, for not thinking about Mother's Day first. I apologize, but go on. Forgive me for
so
not thinking first.
this movie follows a school nurse who finds unexpected hope through teaching Mahjong, the centuries-old Chinese game that helps her build community and open her heart again.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't. They couldn't play Monopoly.
We had to play Mahjong.
So Mahjong is, just to make sure people know, this is an Asian American Chinese game.
Yes, centuries upon centuries old.
Yes.
And this poster is pink and it depicts the actors. There's one Asian person in here, by the way. There's one. She kind of plays a side character. She plays a member of the club who's learning how to play Mahjong, right? Because we're being, taught by a white woman. No big deal.
No, I need you to back that up real quick. This is a game about something that's significant in people's cultures, Chinese American cultures, that's been centuries used. That has been, of course, played in different. I played it in elementary school with like my friends. Like, it was a thing.
It was a thing.
But the thing is, they only had one Asian person, Asian representation.
Representation matters.
Yeah, it does, but not the main character teaching.
Not the main character.
Okay,
they had an opportunity, but here's the thing though too, is like, you're like, oh, but it's Hallmark. It's a very, white centered type of entertainment channel.
Yeah.
However, in the last couple years, they have released 6 different films that have had Asian leads.
Yes, they've had Asian leads. They've had same sex relationships. Like, they've had LGBTQ. They had Black American.
I said, who fired the person making those decisions?
DEI is not a century. It's not a thing anymore.
It's not a thing anymore.
Allegedly,
it clearly fucking shows.
But you're telling me something that's a very historical game that we've all played. If you actually, played the game, it's a fun ass game. They couldn't have one person, a representation, be the main character.
Nope.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Nope, you're correct. I have so many feelings about this, and I don't want to be on a soapbox about it. But what I will say though is that I have consumed so much content as far as like media and entertainment and Asians and representation and the lack thereof. And I came across, so if anybody is in the audience and they're listening to this, you're probably, if you've if you're Chauncey and I's age, we watched YouTube. We were in the YouTube beginnings.
Her in college, yeah.
Anybody know like Wong Fu Productions?
Yes.
Okay, so my cousins and I, way back when YouTube was still initially in their stage, like infancy stage,
Yeah.
we used to share the videos back and forth over like Asian
Yeah.
dads. And I'll be like, oh my God, that's your dad. And they'd send stuff back. Oh my God, that's your dad. I was like, oh my God,
I've
that's
seen
so
videos
my
of
freaking dad.
ever. Yes.
Oh my gosh, right? So Wong Fu Productions did that. And it was so funny and it was so relatable because it was like very much Asian American. And you're like, oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
So funny. And what I will say though is fast forward to present day, Wong Fu Productions, I'm sure if anybody follows Phil from Wong Fu, he has still been spearheading Asian representation in entertainment, in films, in TV, all of this kind of stuff. He's been trying to do it. And he did a clapback to this announcement.
Good.
As he should.
Good.
But what I will have to say is that he left some food for fucking thought. One, I didn't realize that he had been pitching these types of stories, these very feel good comedy, love, what do you call it, rom-coms or whatnot, to studios. Okay. And they were saying that it is not provocative enough to be able to have these types of stories. And then he goes, but hello, you turn around and you have another ethnicity pitching our stories, our experiences, and all of a sudden it's provocative enough.
I'm sorry. We had to live through the Colleen Hoover movies. Only movie I'll give credit to is Verity that comes out in October. That's different. It's a great book.
Look,
but that's a different.
We're gonna go watch it.
No, we're watching it in theater. It's a great book.
Like,
yeah, but I've seen movies get made, and I'm just like, why would this even be shown in theaters? Like, I'm just like, this is like, there's some movies I'm like this. This could definitely be on Netflix. This could definitely be on like Hulu. I don't see why we have to have like a release for it. Some movies I'm like, the plot's very like given, but the idea that he's been pitching this forever and it went to Hallmark and there's not even like conversations about representation is wild to me. Not shocking, but
not shocking. I think nobody is shocked. I think people are just pissed.
But who is in the film?
So the people that are in the film, I don't even freaking let's see here. Let's bring up the cast. Stars Fiona Gumbelman and Paul Campbell. Tamara Mowry Housley, is that her last name? No, Housley.
Yes.
Tamara Mowry Housley and Melissa Peterman. Which, if y'all know, Reba. That's what I said. I said,
girl.
Reba? Yes.
The woman who stole her man, Reba's man.
Yes.
Not Barbara Jean.
Barbara Jean is in here.
I know Melissa.
I know Melissa too.
I know Barbara Jean.
I know Barbara Jean.
I said, wait, what? It took me a minute to.
Yes. Yes. Melissa Peterman is in here, and one Asian actress, Yan K. Crystal Lowe. She is a Canadian actor whose Chinese father spent significant time in Hong Kong. She spent significant time in Hong Kong in her childhood, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So there's like the one person.
Okay, so I'm just going to back this up. First of all, that's terrible. There's only one. That's disgusting. There should be more than one in every set of everything. Barbara Jean, Reba was right about you. And then Tamara Moore Housley, like, I'm just going to say this one thing. Threads ate that ass up on Tamara Mowry Housley. Look for yourself. But Threads saw her enter on the Threads app, and they said goodbye expeditiously. So she's on Threads. It took me like 3 to 4 business days. She said hello. They ate that ass up.
This is what I'm doing, and they're like, get out.
And they said, not today, Satan. Not today. Not today, neck. Not today, ankles. So, she had to go. But honestly, this is very irresponsible.
It's
very cultures. This is cosplaying.
So that begs the question, because I know there's going to be somebody in the audience who's going to be
Go
like,
for it.
how far is too far when it comes to admiring and using a culture for inspiration and cultural appropriation?
It's called respect to the culture. Like respect. Like, of course, we all co-opt things from different cultures. That's a given. Sad but true. But it's also called respect for the culture. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna be like, whoop de whoop. I have this amount of friends. I want to know about the culture. Like, I like to ask questions. So in this movie, what they could have done, it had more Asian representation in the film, and then had people of different ethnicities be part of the film to learn more about the culture. It's not going to be a teaching woke, quote unquote, woke experience. It's called community, right? So community
Mm-hmm.
that you learn from each other. So I would think it would be more Asian representation. It's like we're talking about freaking, what is it? Like, let me think. Black History Month movies, and there's only one black person, they're a slave. Like, that sounds exhausting. So, like, let's just do better. Like, if we're teaching about a game that's based in Chinese American culture, let's make it full circle. Let's have more representation. Let's talk about let it be a rom-com. Let it be fun. It doesn't have to be a woke, quote unquote, what they say, woke lesson. It could just
Mm-hmm.
like,
Be entertainment.
yeah, rom com. It'd be rom com and could have Asian American leads or like more
Because
people.
God forbid we don't own a freaking laundromat, a Chinese restaurant, no kung fu, or something like that.
God forbid that you can't fall in love on film.
Hello.
So I'm just saying it didn't have to be this big like issue. They could have had more Asian representation throughout the movie, not just one friend. She didn't have to be the main character. It could have just been like more friends, more people in the movie who look like the people who actually played the game growing up.
Yeah, and they're not even using any of the tiles that actually are of tradition. Like, it's very what we would say whitewashed in that way.
This is Timu.
This is Timu. This is Timu.
This is
Timu.
Timu.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
we're
just to leave you with this little nugget before we get into our last and final question of our podcast, Hallmark did release an official statement for this.
okay.
In backlash to this, they said the movie honors the heritage of Mahjong by recognizing the game's Chinese origin and its unique ability to connect cultures, generations, and communities.
I love ChatGPT PR statements. That is so cute. That was so cute. You know, with no notes.
We're going to recognize our origin, right? We're going to recognize the Chinese origin, but not hire anybody from
You
that
know what?
origin,
That social
help
media.
tell the story.
No, that social media person said, you know what? Say less. I got this. ChatGPT. This is what I want to say. Make it professional. She said, he or she said, bam, here we go. So you
We're
know
going
what?
to release this.
This is it. This is it for us. This is it, tour. So you know, I love ChatGPT statements. If I was Gemini or Claude, I don't know which one it was, but it was very beautifully done. Thank you, the AI,
Thank you,
machine learning.
AI,
Thank
for
you.
that lovely
Thank you.
tailored statement
Thank you so
that
much.
made no fucking sense.
Thank you so much. But okay, give me
Our last
give me
closing question we have. Now, we
Ugh.
normally take this moment to focus on our mental health and end on a high note, but I feel
Mm.
like because we started off with this cheating scandal, we must end with the cheating scandal.
Yes, go
Uh,
for it.
I believe, much as you, I mean, that people feel differently. There's a whole ass spectrum about cheating and the way that people feel about it. I thought it would be very interesting for you and I to give our opinions on the spectrum of cheating. Okay.
Okay, I'm
So,
nervous.
texting an ex late at night. Emotional reconnection, but no physical contact. Is that cheating?
You're not gonna text your ex if we're dating. You don't know that person. You have kids together? No. If you have kids together, that's different. That's completely
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
But I grew up with with a woman named Maya with a song called Case of the
Case
Ex.
of the ex.
She said, why she calling you? You ain't got no kids together. So if I don't want my boyfriend to be texting his ex, I shouldn't be texting my ex at night because we don't have kids together. So no, I don't believe that. I think that's cheating.
Nope, that's cheating. Get out. Get out. Okay. An emotional affair. Deep feelings, confiding everything. maybe the thought of love, but nothing physical.
No, because that's cheating.
That's
You're
cheating.
cheating. You're cheating on me because you have the audacity to tell another person about your life and goals and your mental health. We can talk to me
Look,
about.
as soon as you start bringing in the emotional shit, we're
Mm-hmm.
done. It's a
Because
wrap.
if you need someone to talk to, get a therapist. Call your mama. Call your
Yes.
dad. Call your cousin. Call me.
But
I know.
but my thing is like you
No.
need somebody to talk to, but you're gonna. I don't know. I'm like as soon as anything emotional on that level starts
All you
happening.
gotta do is lay down next, and that's the wrap. So no,
Look,
thank you.
okay,
That's true.
one physical time slip. Maybe I was drunk. I accidentally fell and landed in her bed. I,
No, because if you did that when you're drunk, that's when you're brave. When you're drinking, you're brave. You're feeling good about
I
yourself.
ain't
You
got
feel
no
good.
inhibitions.
That means you can do it. You will do it again because you're like, oh, I was drunk. I was drunk.
I
Then you
was
got an alcohol problem. I'm not doing that with you. So no, cheating.
nope, cheating.
I've
Agreed.
never
I'm
kissed
not doing
someone
it.
I've never kissed anyone that I did not mean to kiss, drunk or not drunk.
Ooh. Okay, so that also begs a question too. Like that was my last like cheating kind of scandal in that way. Um what how far can someone go that could be considered borderline, but that you would be like, okay, maybe we need to have a talk, but maybe it's not over.
Oh, like if I'm dating someone and they're
Yeah, if
like,
you're dating someone, like how far is that line?
oh, the line is once if you get a number or Instagram with another female, and you think that's all, you guys don't like. You're just it's not like like a if this person's a new person in your life, like a new person, like an old friend, you know what? I'm gonna keep my eye open always because
Mhm.
you can't trust nobody. Okay, like you can't even trust your own cousin at this point. Okay, I don't trust anybody. So I'm always gonna look at your new friends. Okay, and if I see another person, male or female,
Mm.
okay, because either your friend's gonna help you cheat in your face, play in your face, or the person that you're trying to hang out with. I don't I really don't know what it's like a cause of concern, to be quite honest with you. But if you're having, I don't know, because like a lot of my guy friends, a few of them are married, and then we'll text at night because they're texting me something. But I met their wife, like I know their wife, like
Yeah.
we're cool, like that's
You're
different.
cool. You're
Yeah, like
cool with
we're
the
good. Like,
wife.
I have
Yeah,
a
I
cool
have
man.
guy friends that are like that too. And it's
Yeah,
like,
we'll
but I
text.
know their wife and their wife and I will text too every once in
Yeah,
like
so it's like whatever. Like I'm like, oh, tell so and so I said hi. Like like, like that's fine. But there's certain, I don't know how to say this. There's certain things I just wouldn't trust about certain relationships, and I feel like women and men know when the person that you're with is not the person that you don't. There's certain friends like you can't trust about your man. We know that friend. We know that friend.
we know that friend.
Bring that back. Bring that memory back, Heather. You know that friend.
We know that
So,
friend.
third person,
Ah, shit, I forgot.
I never did. Never will. Never catch me slipping. I remember
Never
that friend.
I
There's
never
certain
forget.
friends you cannot bring around your man. Because first of all, you know your man's a snake anyway, and your friend will give him the hint that it's okay to snake around. So you know what? I don't know. I don't trust anybody. So like I better trust
You're
my
like,
friend.
I have a rap even at the latest like
I don't know.
suspect.
I don't know. That's a good. I have to think about that. What about you?
I think for me, one of my favorite things I like to do, and it's not something that happens all the time, but if I am seeing someone and we're like together, like people will make a pass at them or whatnot,
Yeah,
right? It's given, human
normal.
nature happens, right? My favorite thing to do is just sit back and watch.
Yeah, just see how you interact. See how
I'm like,
you.
what are you gonna do in this situation?
Yeah, like I want to know how you react.
I want to exactly. Do you stop it? Do you buy into it? How long does it take you to switch it up? Do you realize what's happening? Are you
I
gonna
want to know.
point to me like and say that you're taken? You got other, you're spoken for?
Yeah, like I purposely like to have the person I'm dating. Like I want to see how you act with other people in the outside world. Because when we're together, it's different. But in the outside world, I want to know. And I do like that whoever I date, like I don't mind having my phone in front of them or vice versa, because like I can look at it, like not like I want to ask, let me see your phone. Like I can look at your phone, even though your phone can keep secrets. I want them to know, like you can see my phone, because the only shit I'm talking about is about you pissing me off. I'm not cheating. Okay, but don't ever think I'm not an option for somebody out here. Don't ever not think I don't got a roster waiting for me if I put myself out there again. Don't you ever think that. Don't ever think that I cannot be chosen out here. Okay, but I want you to know you cannot be chosen. We're together. I'm just letting you know, if you ever do wrong, I wish you well in your future endeavors.
Wish you well. I wish you well. All right. Well, we're going to wrap up right there. Thank you, as always, for listening to the Hangover Podcast. If you want to follow us, keep us on your socials. You can go over to the Hangover_pod on Instagram. Everywhere else, it's So She Slays. It's SoSheSlays.com. It's not that hard to find us. We are quite literally everywhere. What I will say is that we do have the Patreon. So if you head over to our website, SoSheSlays.com, you can get attached to our Patreon through there.